What's going on, Internet? I am Jeron Music, independent artist based in the New York City area. And for those of you that are returning to my channel, you kind of know what I'm all about. For those of you that are here, seeing me for the first time, welcome. It is a humid summer day here in the New York City area, and kind of sleepy. I just did a video before this where I did a quick breakdown analysis of a cover song, a Billy Joel cover song, and I encourage you to check that out on the channel, along with my other content for those of you that are returning. You're familiar with it. On this channel, I like to do a little bit of all things music, from reactions to breakdowns, analysis, covers, my originals, topic pieces, things, anything and everything that has to do with the music that interests me and allows me to express my artistry to you, my audience, as I search for fans of possibly me as a musician, but also fans and lovers of music, people that are not necessarily musicians, but just music fans, lovers, people that feel things when they listen and experience music. But of course, I welcome musicians and my mutuals as well, but they're usually off doing their other things, which brings me to my quick topic here. This video is a little different than what I usually do here on this channel, where I will focus on a song or something with with a song or music or something to do with it. This has to do with music, I guess, and a little bit of what's been on the news lately. I'm not going to be going into like AI and artificial intelligence, although I might touch upon that because that is obviously, no pun intended, noteworthy of what's going on in the new music world of late. And but it has to do with, I guess, music creation. Some big creators here on the channel have been really bringing to the forefront the struggles that they're having with being able to, utilize music on their videos under fair use, under the Copyright Act, something that obviously is established to protect both copyright owners of music, but also to allow people to, comment and critique and use it for educational purposes. Something that me, being a music educator myself, I studied how to be a music teacher. I was one for many years, and that's a big part of me, and it's what I do in some of my videos as well. I like to educate, and I do that a lot in my breakdown and analysis videos, and I talk about theory, and I talk about the mechanics of a song or an instrument and what have you. So sometimes I have to use musical examples that are copywritten. This is not new information. Any of you watching, even if you're just a watcher or a content creator, are aware at this point how those things work and fair use. And now that's being come into question. And I almost don't want to get into too many specifics. There's so many videos on that where these creators are talking about it. So I'm just kind of doing some broad strokes and adding my 2 cents, but I guess from my stream of conscious, what I'm thinking of how this is creating a situation that's not allowing musicians and creators to really truly express themselves. Because again, that's what I'm big on here on this channel, expressing myself, my own artistry, and trying to evoke emotions out of you, the music listener, the person who enjoys it, who streams it, downloads it, pays for it. As a consumer of music, might also be a music maker yourself. That is coming into under attack in a lot of ways by the powers that be that control certain things on this platform and beyond, and partnerships. I know I'm being a little too vague here, but I don't really want to go into big specifics on this. I would encourage you to go watch some of those videos of them where they go into it, because I just want to, I guess, focus more on how sad that is becoming. And again, now this goes into where the music industry is and music business, which is separate from the world of music creation and songwriting. And sometimes, and obviously it's also overlapped. It's just becoming increasingly difficult in this new era that we're in, of the digital age and, the TikToks and the social media. And music is, to me, always been an integral part of the human experience. I mean, I live and breathe it. To me, music is life. I've, poured blood, sweat, and tears into it as my livelihood. It's giving me the opportunity to make a living. It's giving me the ability to get education. I've also passed it on to people, to my students. I've performed it. It's opened doors for me. So to me, music is life. And I see a lot of my mutuals on this platform who, for them, music is equally important in their own ways. And then they have their own spin and niches and things that they talk about. And now they're getting frustrated with their ability to do so, because now every time we comment or critique or do an education piece or a think piece, and we have to utilize music that's copyrighted, but under fair use, we should be allowed legally to speak on it in a way that is transformative, critique. You can go ahead and read the Copyright Act, and I don't want to get into too much legalese on it, but that should still be allowable. But now it's a lot of blockades and things are happening, and obviously on this platform, content creators, while they're doing it to express themselves, they also, it's hard doing this kind of work. I'm someone who has barely 300 subscribers, so I'm not making money off of the videos I do. Would I like to? Sure. I'm not going to. There's nothing. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong in making money from your art form or from a business. All the more power to you if you're in the arts, especially if you're in the arts, whether, actors, dancers, musicians, visual artists as well, graphic designers, photographers, videographers. It's okay to make a living off of your expression, your artistic expression. And as long as it's, as pure as it can be and you enjoy it. But now that's coming into question for a lot of creators here in the digital age who are trying to leverage their artistic skills on a platform that, quite frankly, I love this platform, YouTube, but in my opinion, humble opinion, it wouldn't be anything without the creative minds from all disciplines and all fields, not just the arts, but, worlds of, I watch videos on construction and woodworking and carpentry, and people that paint, and people that talk about politics, and people that educate on, how to, build a hut, what have you. There is room for everyone here. And a creator mentioned how YouTube is really the new modern library of Alexandria of sorts, because it's just all the information in the world is here. And so that's wonderful. I love education. I still love to learn. I'm always going to be learning until the day I go. And some people just do it to express themselves, but it's, again, I think it's okay if, because they have these programs here, I don't know, I forget their name off the top of their head, but the partnership programs with that this platform has to incentivize creators to create more and get monetized and all that stuff. At a certain point for these creators who, have teams of people and whatnot, it becomes a business, it becomes a livelihood. So if their ability to, make money off of their videos gets stifled, well, then that's obviously very frustrating for them. And I know I'll have some people in the comments, they're going, well, you should be doing it for the love and the pure, two things can be true. You can separate them. They can also have some overlap. I'm just focusing on how it is becoming more frustrating, especially things that are set in place. Like, again, fair use. This is really what the crux of this conversation and what's going on currently is being put into question, and that's making it difficult. And it's happening, I'm sure, in other areas of life as well. If you're aware of it, drop in the comments. But now it's really starting to seep into the music world, and that's kind of the AI conversation too, as well. That one is, we can spend hours on that conversation. I myself personally, I'm not anti-artificial intelligence. I'm also do think there's a time and a place and a way that it should, live, especially in this world that I participate in, a lot of my mutuals that I'm talking about today in the music world. But, you can't stop that moving train, that speeding train, really. Well, here's the part that hopefully will interest you if I haven't lost you already. If I have, that's okay. I'm trying something new here. I usually don't do these type of talking head videos on this channel, so this might just be a one-off. But I felt like I needed to talk even to a camera and express, and maybe the 1 or 2 5 people that are listening that hopefully are some of my audience members. And if that is you, my subscribers, hello, thank you. If you're someone that's left a comment recently, being very encouraging, thank you. I always respond to comments and always express my gratitude. And if you're someone new, hopefully you don't say something dopey that'll make me have to want to block you. But if you say something constructive, even if it's something I don't agree with in this video, and you contribute to the conversation in a meaningful way, I'm open to hearing that. I'm the kind of person where I don't mind hearing opposing views as long as you articulate it well and it comes from a place of you're being constructive about it, even if it disagrees with me. But I'm not here really to create a battle of yay or nay. I'm really just expressing my frustration and what I'm seeing, the frustration of people in my music world feeling where we are not being prohibited. So if AI in a way is attacking original music, and that conversation about all the music being scraped, and AI was built upon the backs of original music and original artists that was copywritten, and now this conversation of being able to use copywritten music to discuss it for analyzing, commenting, critiquing under fair use, under the Copyright Act, and now you can't do that either. Well, again, I'm sure you can see how this is inherently problematic. It starts creating bad precedents. So eventually, at some point, the music makers, the music creators, the people like myself, who I've always been a creative person, and I write stuff, I've been writing songs for years, I haven't released any, but it's all ready to go. It makes me a little reluctant to do so in this kind of landscape. That's one of the thoughts and frustrations that I myself am feeling. And for the people that have been releasing and built careers, and now the impact they're starting to feel, not only artistically, but financially and their livelihood, it's all really a big can of what. Why should you care? Well, if you are a fellow mutual like me and a musician, then obviously you've got skin in the game. If you are a lover of music, a fan, someone that goes to concert shows, supports artists, is truly moved by music and on an emotional level, it's transformed your life, then hopefully you will feel adjacent pain and frustration and, and support in the ways that you can. I'm not going to dole out a laundry list of that right now, but I'm sure you are someone that wants to see music creators like myself, and obviously the bigger ones on this platform, and hopefully other smaller ones, unknown ones like me, succeed, because it's the creative people in the world, the artistic people, not just from the music side of life, but the theater people, the dancers, the artists, the visual artists. They're the ones that bring, I know it's cliche, but they bring a sort of something special into the universe. And when you start attacking that and you start deflating the ability of these creatives to express themselves in the ways they want to, well, it's sooner or later it's going to make for a very, very drab existence. And then for those of you that are watching and could care less, and music is just background stuff, or it's just a vibe, or music doesn't make me feel any kind of emotion or art. Well, that's your opinion, that's your prerogative. You can make an argument for that. I would always make the argument that even on some level, music and the arts is going to trigger some kind of an emotion, because inherently in and of itself, the arts, music, theater, dance, visuals, movies, TV, cinema, theater, I probably mentioned theater again, they are supposed to evoke emotions out of you. Even, I think when people think of emotions, they think, oh, big, sobby, overdramatic stuff, or, no, emotions have different shades and gradients. They can be very subtle. Even the most unemotional human still has emotions to some degree and is impacted by the things that they see and they hear. I know a lot of what I'm saying is on broad strokes, because I don't want to get into the weeds of the stuff. I don't want to make this video about that. I want to just keep it on more of what it's making all us feel. Those of us that have, again, skin in the game, really love the art form, depend on it to make a living, so on and so forth. And again, not just the music, obviously things that have happened to visual artists, photographers, videographers, with AI. Now it's creeping into the theater world and acting in commercial worlds. I've seen that stuff happening too, where commercials are being built on AI. And again, this was all, it's just making things very, very, it's a different playing field than it was. I'm not saying it needs to go away. I'm saying there needs to eventually be a rewriting of the rules. It needs to get balanced out somehow, because at the end of the day, humans are humans and machines are machines, and the laws and the rules that apply to either or and how we get to proceed in expressing ourselves, it needs to be fair. I know this was a bit of a ramble, and I know I can keep going on, and I might even delete this video, as they usually say. But again, I think you're picking up what I'm putting down, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on the subject matter. I know some creators out there have done videos really expressing their points in an articulate way. I just kind of wanted to throw my 2 cents. It's like a way for me to purge my thoughts as well, kind of treating this as like kind of a video diary, not my normal content. I'm going to go back to doing what I love to do, which I think is a good way to end this video, that in spite of all these crazy things that are happening, these new pressures and demands and constrictions, I think those that want to create and truly feel the arts in their heart, yes, I intentionally rhymed there, they're going to continue doing so. Does it get discouraging? You betcha. You know, the video I just posted a little while ago was me doing a quick Billy Joel cover. It's not, if you go on my channel page, you usually see that I do, you know, work really hard to polish them up. I'm a pretty decent, you know, music producer, and, you know, and I try to make my recordings real sound pretty professional, and my videos same, and I do my very best to present the best possible product I can, but that stuff takes time. You know, editing, even this video I'm doing right now, I'm probably just going to add out a couple of and a couple of clearing of my throats, but other than that, and do some just basic color grading so I don't look like a Casper the Friendly Ghost and so flush. But other than that, I just want to get it out there because, you know, people, it takes time to make these things and these creative expressionist things that content creators on platforms like this, video-based ones, do. And it hurts when, you know, those creators either get demonetized or don't get the views and whatnot, and they have a lot riding on it. Again, this isn't a plea that you have to go watch each one of their videos to fill out their pockets. No. It's their choice to get into that game, and that's a separate conversation. But it really is more concerning that they're not being able to express themselves the way they want to. So on the note that I was trying to close, someone like me, in spite of all that I'm seeing, I'm still going to create. I'm still going to try to express my artistry, my musicianship, educate, share something, a piece of me, what I've learned, what I've experienced out with my audience, to whoever wants to hear it. I think those people will do it too. It's just, I'm feeling their pain through the camera, and throwing my 2 cents so you can feel my pain and their pain vicariously through there. And if you care, you'll just watch, you'll support how you can. And if you're someone that just doesn't, then you don't, and that's okay too. So once again, I'm Jeron Music. I encourage you, while you're here, subscribe, comment, like, you know, contribute something constructive to the conversation, and check out some of my other playlists and videos where I do my originals and covers and reaction videos. And yeah, let's keep the arts, visual and performing arts, and what's dear to my heart, music, alive in the best way possible for all music creators and makers out there in the world. So have a good one.